Your daughter is not good enough for our family. I heard the sentence through the half-open dining room door, and for 3 seconds, I honestly thought I had misunderstood it. Then the woman laughed. She has no idea what kind of family she is marrying into. My hand froze around the glass I was carrying. They were speaking French, and they thought I couldn't understand a single word. I quietly stepped back from the doorway, keeping my face calm as I looked through the narrow opening. My daughter Emily was sitting at the dining table with her fiancé, Julian, his parents, and his older sister. They had come from France to meet me before the wedding. Emily was smiling. That smile nearly broke my heart. She had spent the entire afternoon nervous about this dinner. She had changed her dress twice, fixed her hair 3 times, and asked me at least 5 times. "Dad, please don't make this awkward." I had laughed and told her, "I'm your father." Making things awkward is one of my special skills. She had thrown a napkin at me. Now she sat there thinking everything was going perfectly. But behind her back, her future mother-in-law was speaking French and tearing her apart. "She doesn't understand our world," the woman continued. "She grew up here. She has no family name, no real connections, and her father's business is nothing compared to ours." Julian's sister leaned closer, and she's bringing almost nothing into the marriage. I felt something inside me go cold. Almost nothing. They had no idea what Emily had been given. But before I could even process that thought, Julian finally spoke. "Enough. Emily's not marrying you. She's marrying me." His mother sighed. "You're still young. You don't understand what you're giving up." Emily looked at him lovingly. I almost walked into that room right then. Almost. Then Julian's mother said something that stopped me. "She will sign the papers." "Won't she?" Julianne went silent. My fingers tightened around the glass. "What papers?" his sister asked. "The ones her father has." My heart slammed against my chest. Her father? Me? I had no idea what papers they were talking about. Then Julianne's mother lowered her voice. "Once the marriage is complete, everything becomes much easier." I slowly lowered the glass onto a nearby table. Everything? What exactly did they think Emily was bringing into this marriage? For 26 years, I had worked hard to give my daughter a safe life. After her mother died when Emily was only 9, I became her father. Mother, chauffeur, cook, repairman, and the person she called whenever the world scared her. I never told her how much money I had. Not because I didn't trust her, because I wanted her to grow up believing that her worth had nothing to do with money. She thought I owned a small construction company. That was true. What she didn't know was that the company had grown into something much larger. After years of quiet investments, land purchases, and contracts I never discussed at home. And there was one more thing Emily didn't know. Something even Julianne didn't know. But I didn't think about that secret yet. I was too busy listening. Julianne's mother spoke again. "If her father refuses to cooperate, we have another way." Julianne suddenly looked uncomfortable. His sister whispered something in French. His mother answered. And then I heard my own name. Not my nickname. Not Emily's father. My full name? The next sentence made my stomach drop. "After the wedding, we can make him look like he is mentally incapable of managing his assets." I stared through the doorway. For the first time that evening, I wasn't angry. I was afraid. Not for myself. For Emily. Because suddenly, every strange thing that had happened over the last 3 months made sense. A sudden interest in my financial records. Julian asking Emily how much money I had saved. His mother asking whether I had a will. His sister joking about how family assets should stay within the family. I had ignored all of it. I had told myself they were simply different from us. I had been wrong. Then Emily's voice cut through the room. "Dad?" Everyone turned. I realized she was standing behind me. Her smile was gone. She looked at the glass on the table, then at me. "Why are you standing out here?" Nobody spoke. Julian stood up so quickly that his chair scraped the floor. Emily looked from him to his mother. Then she noticed the fear in my face. "Dad, what happened?" I looked directly at Julian. For the first time since I had met him, I didn't see the young man my daughter loved. I saw a stranger. A stranger who had just been discussing how to take control of my life. But I couldn't tell Emily what I had heard. Not yet. Because if they were willing to fake mental incapacity to get my assets, I needed to know how far they were prepared to go. So I forced a small smile. Nothing happened, sweetheart. Julian's mother immediately smiled too. Oh, we were just talking about family matters. I looked at her. Then I answered in French. Were you? Her face went completely white. The room fell silent. Emily's eyes widened. Julian stopped breathing for a second. His sister slowly put down her glass. I looked around the table and spoke again, this time in perfect French. I've been listening for the last 7 minutes. Nobody moved. Emily stared at me. Dad, you speak French? I looked at her, but before I could answer, Julian's mother suddenly stood. You have been spying on us. I almost laughed. No, you were speaking inside my house. Her face hardened. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. Fine, if you understand French. Then you also understand that this marriage is no longer happening. Emily looked shocked. Mom. Julian stepped toward her. Emily, wait. But his mother raised her hand. No, we are leaving. Then she looked directly at me. You have no idea what you have just done. I watched them gather their things. I still didn't know exactly what they wanted. I didn't know what papers they were talking about, and I certainly didn't know how much Julian had been involved. But as Emily stood there with tears filling her eyes, I made one decision. I would not destroy her relationship based on one conversation. I would find the truth first. That night, after Julian and his family left, Emily sat across from me at the kitchen table. Dad, she whispered, please tell me you heard them wrong. I couldn't answer immediately. She wiped her eyes. Do you think Julianne is using me? That question hurt more than anything I had heard in French, because I knew what a father was supposed to do. Protect his daughter, even when the truth would break her heart. I reached across the table and held her hand. I don't know yet. She stared at me. Then what do you know? I looked toward the hallway. My office door was closed. Behind that door was a locked filing cabinet Emily had never been allowed to open. And inside that cabinet was the one document that could change everything. A document Julian's family had clearly been searching for, without even knowing exactly what it was. I squeezed Emily's hand. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to show you something. Her face changed. What? I looked into my daughter's eyes. The reason your future in-laws suddenly became interested in what I own? Emily swallowed. Dad, what do you own? I didn't answer. Because the truth wasn't just about money. It was about a promise I had made to Emily's mother 26 years earlier. And the reason? I had kept one part of our family's history hidden from my daughter her entire life.